Hey, what's up everybody? Steve Ferris here. I wanted to just come to you for a moment and talk about your why, okay? A lot of us struggle with finding our why. We don't understand how to find it. We struggle with being real with ourselves, being vulnerable on the inside, deep down inside, and trying to peel back those layers of the onion. And what I want to do is explain to you and share with you a little bit of insight. So recently I was at Coach Summit for Team Beachbody, and Darren Hardy, the one of the most renowned worldwide motivational speakers, was up on stage, and he was sharing with us this incredible concept of understanding your why deep down and getting to the core of why we do things to force us into massive action. You know, one of the things as a leader in this company, I'm Team Beachbody, with my own organization, that I find is simply this, that finding your why is difficult. It really is. But it's in there. It's somewhere in there, and we have to shuffle things around, and we have to figure out how to expose them so that we can take massive actions and go ape nuts bananas on our dreams and our goals and our vision, because it's not until our why really comes to the surface when we find out our true intention and purpose, coupled with passion. Right? So I'm going to share with you this image behind me here. I know, I'm an incredible artist, guys. I know that, but this is basically what Darren Hardy shared with us at Coach Summit. Okay, so as you see here, we've got two houses very clearly next door to one another. We've got grass down here to represent the ground. We've got blue and some beautiful clouds that I put in there for you to represent the sky and up above the ground, right? Well, down below here, we have a plank, okay? This is just a really long plank, as you can see. And if I were to say to you, hey, listen, I'm gonna pay you 50 bucks, okay, with this plank on the ground, and I want you to walk across that plank. And every time you walk across that plank, I'm gonna give you another 50 bucks. So let me ask you a question. Would you walk across that plank on the ground? Would you do it? Would you take the 50 bucks? Would you take that chance? Odds are you're going to do it, whether you have good balance or not, right? You're gonna try and make it across there without falling, and then I'm gonna hand you a $50 bill, and then I'm gonna say to you, hey, do it again. And then you're gonna go in and you're gonna feel the same exact thing. You're going to earn $50 so simply and so easily. Now, what if I took this to the next level for you? What if I said that this plank is the same exact plank, okay? You just walked across that, you just earned 50 bucks, super simple, super easy. You didn't even think about it. It was like a no-brainer for you, right? But now, what happens if I put that exact same plank, okay, from roof to roof, and I said to you, hey, I'm gonna pay you 50 bucks, and I want you to walk across this plank. Would you walk across that plank? Some of you might. Some of you might say, yeah, I'm gonna walk across that plank. I want another 50 bucks, Steve. And then most of you, though, the vast majority of you would probably get up there, although you might say yes, and you might take that first step out there, and it's a little wobbly, and you're way up high in the sky, and your story's up, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, heck no, am I going to take a chance in falling and plummeting to my death from this stupid plank for a measly 50 bucks, right? On the ground, it's no problem. I'm handing you over this, hand in fist. But up high, you're thinking to yourself, oh man, I am not gonna do that. All right, well, let's take this to the next level then, because I want you to better understand what urgency means. I want you to better understand what massive action means when there's a why attached to something, okay? So we have these two houses, we have a plank on the ground, a plank above in the air. Now, what if I were to say this to you, okay? This house over here is on fire. All right, the house is on fire. All right, and I said to you, would you walk across this, from this house over to this house with this house on fire? Odds are you're gonna be like, Steve, you're absolutely nuts. What's in your water that you're drinking? Oh, heck no, I would never ever do that. All right. Well, let's bring another element into this, okay? Because we really are digging deep. We're trying to peel back and find something deep down inside of you that you will reach for at all cost. Because your goals and your visions and your dreams and something you care about so deeply is connected to that why, okay? So let's go to the next level here. What if I were to tell you this? If you're a parent, okay, or whether you are not a parent, okay, regardless, why don't you put a family member in this house that's on fire here, and also maybe a child. If you have a child, I want you to put a child in this, okay? There's one window here, and let me tell you something. The bottom of the house is totally on fire, and you've got a child sitting in this window, and they are screaming for your name. They're screaming, "Mom, Dad, help me!" And I say, and I don't even have to say to you, do you want $50 to walk across this plank? If the only way to save your child or to save your parent or to save your spouse or to save your dog, whatever it is for you, okay, is walking across this plank, are you going to think twice about it? Because there's no way into the bottom of this building, this house. Are you going to think twice about stepping onto that plank from the top of this house and walking across in midair for no money to go and save your child, to go and save your spouse? Yes, you're going to. Without a doubt, there's no question in your mind. You're going to put your life at risk. You're going to do what it takes to go and save them because you love them, because you care so passionately and so deeply about them. And this is creating massive action in you taking the first step towards saving them. And this is the principle in which Darren Hardy explains to us and says, you know, guys, you need to dig so much deeper into where your why is. It needs to be a burning building with someone you care about on the other end of that. Because if you're not connecting that to the emotional part of your being, then you're never going to be able to create the connection to take massive action, for there to be an urgent step, the urgency behind you in order to reach whatever it is you need to reach in your life. And you guys, we all have baggage, and this is just an analogy of what it looks like to create massive action. But we all have a dream. We all have goals somewhere deep down inside. Maybe they're snuffed down because the individuals or people around you in your life are just, they're all over you and they're not giving you the opportunity to really step out. Maybe you are living in fear, and that fear is just, it's drowning you, and you just can't breathe. You feel like you're underwater, and every time you take a step forward, you're worried about what others are going to think of you. You're worried, fearing success. What is success going to feel like? Can I handle that? You're fearing failure. Who wants to fail? But one thing we know best is that when we fail, every single time we move forward, it's failing forward no matter what. What is it for you, deep down in your soul, deep down in your heart, that why, that we peel back? What is the reason you're doing this? Yeah, you may have started out with a fitness program through our incredible Beachbody lineup or library. Absolutely, no doubt. But there's something deeper in that, and our why changes constantly. So when we take the steps without thinking, and we take massive action in anything we do in life, there's a why connected to that. And I want you to think deep down what your why is. And every time you get stuck and you represent your why and you write it down on a piece of paper, I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to stare at that why. And if you stare at that why for more than 5 seconds and it doesn't start bringing tears up from your gut, then it's probably not your why. So I'm going to challenge you all to go and find your why, to find massive action in your dreams and in your vision. Because this picture, although it's amazing artwork, I know, it represents something so much bigger for you. It represents a future. It represents dreams. It represents never having to worry again. But you've got to take the first step in being vulnerable and being real with yourself. Because if you're not, then it's not going to work. But it's waiting for you to go and find. So have no fear. Be strong. Be courageous. Dig down deep and go find your why.